In the heart of historic Boston,
The North End is Boston's oldest neighborhood.
where narrow streets whisper tales of a bygone era, there exists a newer tradition that melds the mystique of mobsters with the decadence of lobsters.
Mobsters and Lobsters, our trolley tour around Boston. We talk about all the major crimes in the Boston area. We start in the North End with the Angulo brothers. We talk about the Ponzi scheme, the Brinks robbery, the Boston Strangler, the Garden Museum robbery, a lot of Whitey Bulger stories.
Husband and wife team Tom and Tori Collins run the tour out of a big blue trolley.
I was always fascinated with the whole mob mentality and stuff. I always wanted to be a gangster, but
how'd that work out for you?
Well, in order to be a gangster, there's two requirements. You got to not be afraid to go to jail and not be afraid to die, and I didn't want to do either one.
I
of
don't
those.
blame you.
Tom plays the role of driver and tour guide, and he's straight out of the pages of Boston's more notorious past.
A lot of the scenes were filmed on the exterior staircase of that building.
We hopped on and learned a thing or two, like
You guys may have heard of the old Brinks robbery. It happened right here in Boston, North End. And during that robbery, over $2.8 million was taken. They called it the crime of the century.
and
If you guys look on the left-hand side, this is the Lancaster Street garage, and this is where Whitey Bulger ran his mob operation from 1979 to 1984.
but I think there's one part of the tour that all Bostonians understand.
Tom, being stuck in traffic here for the last 15 minutes, that's the most Boston part of the tour of all, right?
It can be. And sometimes it can be trying because when you're in traffic like this, that's when the improv sort of kind of has to come in. You see
And
something.
let's not forget about the lobsters.
I'm gonna give you guys a little history of lobsters in Boston. Now, you guys-
Not only is there some lobster history on the tour, but the last stop is at Venezia Restaurant in Dorchester for, you guessed it, a lobster dinner.
With lobster being such, a unique part of Boston, we felt like incorporating a lobster dinner into the tour was a great part of the event.
The tales of mobsters intertwining with the, tales of lobsters, creating an experience that's part history.
They used to feed lobster to the prisoners in the Boston area 7 days a week.
Part indulgence, and, unforgettable in its way.
I think one of my favorite reactions is the locals that come on the tour because they come because somebody booked it and they have to be there and they're like, oh my God, I don't want to take a trolley tour. By the time they come out, they're like, I didn't know about half of this stuff and I've lived here my whole life. That was the best thing I've ever done.
So Tom grew up in South Boston, and as you heard, he has a pretty thick Boston accent.
Yes. Well, he and his wife think that the accent adds some authenticity and excitement to the tours. In addition to the tours, they do some private and corporate events as well. They're available for hire in that regard. Looks fun.
It does.
Well, that is Chronicle for tonight. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. I'm Anthony Everett.
And I'm Shayna Seymour. Have a great evening. We'll see you back here tomorrow night for another edition of Chronicle. Good night, everyone.